today we're gonna start with a little vagus nerve exercise. And if you like it, I can send you the short recording from YouTube. And what we're gonna do is I want you to just sit up tall for a moment. Good. Let's just roll our shoulders in, back, and down. Open your mouth, release. Good. In, back, and down. Good. And then just settle your hands, palms facing up. Good. Pull those shoulders back. And then just to get a baseline, just gaze over to the right. Notice how that feels in your neck. Good. Come back to center. Gaze over to the left. Notice how that feels in your neck. Like this side, I have a little tightness here. And then before you lay down, I'm going to show you sitting up. So you're going to take your hands behind your head. You're going to lay down and support yourself, but I'll just show you here to start. So you're going to sit up tall, hands behind your head, and then you're just going to take your eye gaze over to the right. So you can do this seated, but it's more relaxing laying down. So we're going to do the right for 30 seconds, then back to center, then to the left. So come onto your back, let your knees bend. Take your hands behind your head to support your neck, make a cradle. Make sure you're comfortable. And then take your gaze over to the right. Breathe. And then slowly work your way down to the right. So from the top right corner of your room or your ceiling, down a little bit more than about halfway down. Good. And then just take your gaze back up to the top slowly. Nice. And then one more time, take your gaze down to the right. Just take it as far down as it goes. Take your time. Knowing the goal is relaxation. Nice. And then take your gaze back to center. Making sure your nose is facing the ceiling. You can even close your eyes for a moment. Let your body settle into the ground. Nice. And then keeping your nose facing the ceiling, take your gaze over to the left. Maybe pressing your shoulder blades, pressing your feet. Take your gaze from the top left corner of the ceiling. And then slowly bring it down the side wall. As low as you can take it without causing strain. And then slowly take your gaze back up. Nice, and then do that one more time. Take your gaze from the top of the ceiling. Slowly bringing it down. And then slowly and gradually bring your gaze back up towards the ceiling, little by little. Nice. And then very gently roll to one side. Good. Make your way back to a seated position. Placing your palms onto your thighs, pulling those shoulders back. And then slowly gaze to the right. Notice if there was a little bit of release or not. Good. Come back to center. Turn your gaze to the left. So I still have a little bit of strain on the left side, but I'm moving with much more ease. And then on the right side, no strain at all. Did anyone notice any release? Raise your hand if there's a yes. Okay, and the first time I did this, I didn't feel it as dramatically. So I think I gazed too quickly. You can do that for longer on each side. But notice if you just feel calmer, if you feel more grounded, if you feel more connected with this space and time. Nice. From here, let's just walk our hands forward. Good, pull with your fingertips. Walk your hands a little bit more forward. Breathing space into that back body. Good, either go farther or just release deeper. You can put a blanket underneath your hands. You can put blocks underneath your hands. And then just try and breathe space and stillness into your back body. See if you release a little bit deeper, whether that's physically going deeper or just creating more space in the position that you're in. Direct your breath to your back body. Nice. Inhale, come on up. Good. I'm going to grab blocks this time. Nice. So switch which leg's in front. Good. And this time I'm going to do a double, so like a T here. So bring your hands in front. Maybe your head doesn't even reach the blocks. If you're Naomi, you probably don't even need a block or put it much lower. Does this feel okay in your low back, Nadia? If not, just stay upright like this and create the space like that. So just stay here and don't bring your head forward. So listen to your body, don't force anything. Feel your hands, your legs, and your glutes connected to the mat. Feeling safe and relaxed. And then if you feel a little bit more spacious and you want to move deeper into the pose, you can do that. If you want to stay more upright, you can do that. Take your time with your body. Nice, and then inhale, slowly make your way on up. I'm gonna sit on a blanket to give me a little bit more height. This is our pro props day. So I'm gonna just sit at the edge of my blanket. Nice, good. And then press into your feet, lift and lengthen your spine. Good. Let's pull this right foot in and take your fingers around your knee. Pull your shoulder blades back. Nice. And then take your right fingertips behind you. Take that left elbow on the inside of your thigh. And just take a moment to get this nice twist. And if it helps, pull that left foot a little farther forward, and that's more for you, Nadia. So if it helps you, pull that left foot a little farther forward so that your left hip is a little bit forward of your right hip, creating a little bit more space in your spine. Nice. Pull those shoulders back. Lift and lengthen your spine. Nice. Exhale, release. Pull that left heel back. Nice. And then take that right foot in front and drop your knee. So half Gomukhasana. Good. Press in your heel, lift and lengthen your spine. Come onto your fingers, hips. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you go deeper. So with everybody's at a different level of openness. Good. So try not to round your spine. Try and send your chest forward. So try not to force it. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Feel that deep stretch in your left hamstring. See if you release a little bit deeper. Nice, and then slowly come on up. Nice. Pull this left knee under. So two options. So if you're sitting on a blanket, or maybe you have to go higher on a block, right knee's on top of left. So sit on a block, Marianne, so you get a little higher. Or you can go onto your back and ignore me. So try going on a block, see if that works. That'll give you a little bit of height. Right, so you're all the way up here and you have more space. And then if that's not an option, you can just come onto your back like this, Marianne. Good, so either that or you can just come here, right? Either way. So bring your knees to your chest to your knees. So obviously sitting up is going to be more intense than laying on your back. So same thing for you, Nadia. If you want to lay on your back and do this, lay on your back, bring your knees to your chest. It's the same pose. Nice. Good. So try, Marilee, to bring your chest towards your thigh more than your head. And again, for you too, if you want to go on your back, go on your back. Nice, so this is your outer hips. Good, inhale, come on up. Take your legs wide. Go from side to side. Nice, and then you can keep the block there or take it out for the first part of this. So I want you to bring your right foot forward, your left foot is next to you. I think I'm gonna sit on my blanket, and I'm gonna have everybody do this. Slide that right foot a little bit farther forward so that your right hip kind of turns towards the left corner. Yes, so you're already part way twisting, right? Good. And then from here, let's hug our hands into our shin, lift and lengthen our spine. Pull your shoulders back. Nice. Then you can take that right elbow into your knee. You can stay here and pull. So I broke this down a little bit more on the side. Push into that right heel. Feel it in that right hamstring. Good, and then you're welcome to stay here. Or bring those left fingers behind you. Take that right elbow on the inside of your thigh. See if you can lift and lengthen your spine so you create space in your low back. Nice, exhale, release. Then switch out the blanket for the block if you like. Take that left knee on top of your right leg. Good, press into that right heel, come onto your fingertips. Maybe you just come like this. Good, pull those shoulders back, bring your chest forward, not your face. Nice, so a lot of us are gonna be up like this. Naomi, your face is probably gonna be on your knee. You're more open than I am here. Hopefully this doesn't decide if we're better people or not. Hopefully this is not the measure. So you should feel a nice stretch in that right hamstring. See if you open up a little bit more. You could put your hands on the blocks even if you wanted to get a little bit more support here. Just notice how when you let your body know that you're not going to force anything, that it will release on its own. Nice. And then inhale, come on up. Either go onto your back, take the blanket away, pull your knees into your chest, or pull your right knee underneath you and come forward. So don't force it. So if that's a lot on your knees, go onto your back. So I'm going to go onto my back on this side because this side is crankier. I'm going to put the blanket underneath my head for support. And just hug my knees into my chest. So this is Gomukhasana legs. Nice. And then take one more round of breath here. Come on out, take your feet from side to side. Nice. Nice. And then let's make our way into child's pose. We have a couple of options. You can take your knees wide, feet together. You can take your knees together. You can put a block underneath your forehead. You can have your hands behind you and get your shoulders that way. You can have your hands in front of you. So make space, whatever works for you. So have the support of a block or blanket. Don't have the support of a block or blanket. But be in a space where you can surrender and let everything go. So I'm just going a little bit deeper, so I'm going to remove my block now. Nice. And even though we're mostly doing our hips, I want to do a little bit for our shoulders. So I want you to take both your hands, walk them over to the left side and off the mat if you can, taking your right thumb on top of your right. And pull with those right fingers and pull that right hip back. Feel a stretch through your right pinky, right shoulder and armpit, right oblique, and right hip. You can put a block underneath your face or not. Nice, and then walk your hands through center. Good. Bring your hands off to the left thumb on top of right. And then pull that left hip in line with your right. You can pull with your fingers a little bit and activate those armpit stretch. Nice. Take one more round of breath here. And then walk your hands to center. I'm going to turn so you can see me. You can have a block underneath you for a little bit of support, or a pillow underneath your pelvic floor, or not. We're going to do pigeon pose, not pigeon pose. We're going to do frog pose, or AKA the nay nay. So come on to your elbows. Good, pull with your elbows, press your knees into the ground. Let your hips lift a little bit and then release on down. Good, and then press into your knees, press into your elbows, lift your hips. Good, release, press on down. Nice, one more time. Press with your knees, press with your elbows and your pinkies. Release, and then just release and relax. You can stack your fists, you can just let your neck hang and relax. Nice, and then slowly press on up, lift, bring your knees in. Good. And then even though you didn't ask for this, Marilee, I know you like this one. So we're gonna come down onto our bellies, take your right hand out to the side. Take your left hand next to your chest like a push-up. Good. And then press in that left hand, stack your left leg on top of your right, press in that right hand. Feel that nice stretch in the front of your right pec. Relax your right ear down. And then maybe take that top leg, bring it to the floor. Good. Press into the side of your right foot, press into your right hand, relax your neck. Nice. Exhale, come back to center. Good. Let's windshield wiper our legs from side to side. Good. And then let's do the same thing, go the other way. So take your left hand out to the side. Relax your ear onto the left side. Take your hand into the mat or into the floor. Push into that right hand. Stack your right leg on top of your left. Square your hips. Good. Then press into that left hand. Press into that left foot. Good. And then maybe take that right leg behind you and get those hips again. Make sure you're not straining in your neck. Nice. And then exhale, come back to center. Stack your hands, bend your knees, go from side to side. Nice. From here, we're gonna come into a lunge. I'm gonna use my blocks. So bringing that right foot forward, that left knee down. You can put a blanket underneath your left knee if you like. Press your hands into the block so you can relax. Or books or whatever you're using. You can have one hand on either side of that right leg. You can have both hands on the inside of that right leg. You can try both, see what you like. If you do that, maybe take that right foot a little bit wider. Feel that release little by little. And then if you want, you can put your weight into that left hand, bend that back leg. You can even go up higher, put the block at its top, at its tallest height, and grab that back foot. Nice. Or stay in that lunge. You'll get a lot of the same effects. All good. Nice. Good. Exhale, release. Let's take a nice hamstring stretch here. So using the blocks, take your foot a little bit out to the side. Nice. And then just pull that heel. Stretch that right hamstring. Nice. Exhale, release. Nice. Switch sides. Left foot forward, right leg back. Put that right leg on a blanket. Good. Play with the height of your blocks. So right now, I'm using my blocks at their highest height. So I really can support myself with my hands. Good. Relax your shoulders. Be mindful of your neck. So Marilee, I think you're straining your neck by letting your neck go that far forward. Like I think that's, but I don't know. I'm not in your neck, so if I'm wrong, ignore me. Good, and then same thing like we did on the other side. So you can keep your hands like this, or you can take your left foot a little bit wider and take both hands on the inside of that leg. Let's take a deeper lunge here. You should feel a nice stretch in the front of that right hip. Nice. And then maybe bend that back leg. Maybe reach around with your left hand, grab your foot, or you can reach around with your right hand, grab your foot. Really, I don't care. Press your foot into your hand into your foot. Pull those shoulders back. And be mindful of your neck, Nadia. Nice. Exhale, release. Good, and then take that left foot out to the side a little bit. Press in your hands, get a nice stretch in that left hamstring. Dig with that left heel, pull a little bit. So active release, nice. Maybe that back leg goes back a little farther, maybe it doesn't. Nice. Good, exhale, release. Nice, let's take a little child's pose in between. So knees together, knees apart. Hands in front, hands behind. Nice. And then from here, let's come into just a quick little down dog. So pressing your hands, just send your legs up, get a little kind of refresher, cleaning out through your legs, through your arms, through your hips. Good, come back down and then pigeon pose. So slide that right knee just behind that right hand. Bring your left leg behind you. And if you need to, put a little blanket underneath your right hip. Put a little block underneath your right hip. And then just pull yourself forward with your elbows, stack your fists. Relax your shoulders away from your neck. You want a little bit of active release, you can squeeze your legs towards each other and then release. Squeeze and release. One more time, squeeze your legs together and release. And then let everything go. Nice, take one more round of breath here. Make your way on up to all fours. Take some nice hip circles. Taking your hips around to the left. And then your hips around to the right. Nice. Good. And then let's slide your left knee in line with your left wrist and that right leg directly behind you. And my knee is bothering me like this today. So interestingly enough, it feels better if I have my front foot in that 90-degree angle. So be mindful of your body and what's going on. Good, again, if you want to, squeeze your legs towards each other and release. Squeeze your legs towards each other and release. Nice, one more time, squeeze and release. And let everything go. Nice. And then inhale, make your way on up. Good. Take those hip circles again. Go one way and then the other way. Nice. And then we're gonna make our way onto our backs on a block. Nani, I think you're gonna like this. So watch before we do it. I'm gonna take the block underneath my sacrum, so right where my back connects to my booty, and then just hug that right knee in. It's a nice stretch in your left hip flexor. So everyone straighten your left leg, put the block right where your low back connects with your glutes, right at your sacrum. Relax your shoulders. And just hug your right knee into your chest. Dig that left heel down. Feel your breath coming in and your breath coming out. Nice, and then slowly let that right leg come out to the side, holding it with your right hand. Let your left hand brace you from falling off of the block. Nice, and then come back to center. Hug both of your knees into your chest. Good, and then straighten your right leg, dig that right heel into the ground. Hug that left knee in. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Feel a nice opening in the front of your right hip. Good, and then take your right hand off to the side. Let that left leg come over to the left a little bit, like a half happy baby, but on the block. Nice, and then hug your knees into your chest. Good. Send your legs up. So supported shoulder stand. So you can put your hands on your thighs and use your elbows as a little kickstand. Let your feet touch each other. And let your legs just go up. Reversing that flow of gravity, reversing that blood flow. Let your legs come forward little by little as they do naturally without forcing. Make sure there's no strain in your neck, in your shoulders, in your throat. Nice. And then bend your knees, bring your feet in front of the block, so onto the ground. And we'll just try this. Let your knees come out to the side with your sacrum still on the block and see how that is for you. If it is at all too intense, then you can press near your feet, remove the block, and just make your way onto your back in supine butterfly pose. So for me, it's feeling a little bit intense. So I'm going to press my feet into the mat, remove the block, and then take the soles of my feet together. I'm going to actually put my blocks underneath my knees. Take one hand on my chest, one hand on my belly. And just feel that spaciousness of my breath coming into my low belly, up into my chest, and back out again. Into my low belly, up into my chest, and back out again. And then from here, you can straighten your legs. You can set yourself up on the blocks You can roll up your blanket, or you can take a mat. You can roll up your mat, put it underneath your low back, lay back down and let your arms come out to the side. So for me, if I keep my legs straight, this feels okay on my low back. Nadia, you check in for you. You can also have the soles of your feet together. You can just have nothing underneath your back. So find a position that feels good to you. And then see if you can inhale into your low back and up into the back of your heart, creating space and expansiveness there. And then exhale, release. And again, inhale into your low back, up into your upper back, and then exhale, release. Then breathe into the right side of your body, the left side of your body, creating expansiveness along your side body. And exhale, release. Into your right side, hip to shoulder. Into your left side, hip to shoulder. Creating expansiveness. And exhale, release. And then finally bringing your focus back to your low belly, up into your heart. Exhale, release. Into your low belly, up into your heart. Exhale, release. And then see if you can fill yourself up like a hot air balloon. Back of your body, sides of your body, front of your body, be expansive. Imagine yourself as one of those beautiful air balloons with whatever design you love. And then exhale, let go. Feel yourself start to lift off the ground. Inhale, back body, side body, front body. Get expansive. And now you're up above the trees. Let everything go. And then finally, back body, side body, front body. Imagine that color of that beautiful balloon. Floating up towards the sky, up towards the clouds. And just imagine yourself floating over your favorite place in nature. Noticing all the beautiful landscape, the colors. The foliage, the water, the birds, the sky. Just imagine yourself floating along with nothing to do and nowhere to be. As this big, bright, beautiful balloon. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere. And then start to descend slowly with control. Finding a nice open field. Lots of people to catch you. Settling slowly down to the earth. Let everything release and relax. Let the balloon deflate. And then on your next exhale, imagine yourself getting out of the balloon, sealing in this beautiful experience, this beautiful escape, knowing you can come back here anytime you like. And then gently making your way on up to a comfortable seated position, bringing your hands to your heart, and